Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's the branded dude, and today guys we have a branded replay. We are going up against rescueace. Yeah, a deck that was popping up during the time it came out, but so far it has fallen. I guess I don't know, maybe it's just not as good as the new decks. But rescueace sets a bunch of cards in the back row, the spells and traps, which just do too much. Fire hydrants and needing to be on the field gives it additional, I guess you could say, additional effects as well. So yeah, branded versus rescueace. Let's see how it goes, guys. In the rock paper scissors, I believe my opponent won and he chose to go first. Yeah, he won and he chose to go first. Opening hands, you'll see we open Bestial Rebellion, Red, Grass, Fusion Deployments, and Thrust. This is a good hand. This is a good hand for us. Opponent opens Imperm, Impulse, Ash, Fire Hydrant, and Reinforcements of the army. So we have no interruptions, and my opponent has 3 hand traps. Basically, he has a starter and also rescueace. I mean, Rhoda, which can search him any other rescueace, which is a start. So no interruptions. He's going first. He starts off with Rhoda searching Airlifter, and he will normal summon Airlifter effect to search the field spell, which is pretty good. Now additional normal summon Hydrant searching Turbulence. He then links off into SP. That way Turbulence can dodge Imperm Veiler. Summons Turbulence. Turbulence effect will set Extinguish, Rescue, Emergency, and Contain. He then sets the Imperm, and so he has SP. He has a way to summon Fire Hydrant back from the banished zone, and then he has rescueace, which can basically essentially it's almost like a DD Crow. It's essentially a DD Crow. He has Extinguish, which can basically destroy a monster on our field, and it will also negate that destroyed monster's effect for the rest of the turn. Contain, which is, it's basically a negate, and it also cannot attack. Emergency, that's where he's able to special summon a rescueace monster from his deck, and also tribute it. So basically he's going to tribute, I don't know what's its name, there's this other big boy that he will summon, tribute it, and then when it's tributed it will be able to summon Hydrant from the banished zone, I believe. And then he has the Imperm, and he also has Ash and Dominus Impulse. So this man has enough to stop us. So anyways, we drew into branded opening in our turn. We go to main phase, we go Rebellion, searching Magnum Hut. Could have searched Serenia, then branded opening could dump Serenia. Decided, but Magnum Hut, let's hope that Magnum Hut can resolve and we can get a search. We go Grass, which gets met with Ash Blossom, which hurts, okay? Then we go Fusion Deployment, searching Branded Fusion, hoping Fusion Deployment will resolve. I'm like, cool, he used Ash, it's fine. We got Branded Fusion. Oh, well, before we go Branded Fusion, he goes Emergency, summoning Preventer, and he tributes Preventer. On res, Preventer will trigger to reborn Fire Hydrant from his banished zone. Now he's rescueace spells traps mainly to have the additional effects as well. We go Branded Fusion. Oh, Fusion Deployments actually. I'm jumping the gun here. Fusion Deployment, summoning Cartesia. That way we can basically dodge the opponent's rescueace Imperm. Those sort of things. We got Brand Fusion, and my opponent drops the Impulse on us. I decided, this is ridiculous. How can you play Ash and Impulse in the same deck? Honestly. It was rough. Anyways, Brand Fusion gets negated. We then go, Branded Opening, attempting to summon a Despia monster. Opponent goes Chainlink to SP. We go Chainlink 3 Cartesia to Fusion. Opponent goes Chainlink for Extinguish, which will basically destroy Cartesia. Gets destroyed. We send Brandon Red because we basically don't have any Despia monsters in the graveyard to target off it. So we send that. We summon Quem. So we're not able to fusion summon as well. Anyways, we go Chainlink 1 Quem to Foolish a card. My opponent goes Contain, which will negate Quem. No further plays. I could have used Mag, but I decided let me hold on to Mag. And we pass turn. My opponent draws into a Hydrant. He then goes Hydrant effect searching Airlifter. Normal summon Airlifter. Airlifter will search Alert. He will then go Emergency, which will set back, which card is this? Extinguish, set back Extinguish, which he can activate because of Fire Hydrant. He then goes Alert, to add Preventer back to hand because he has Fire Hydrant in his field. He goes the field spells, shuffling back Emergency, Alert, Contain, and anything else. Airlifter, shuffles back Airlifter. Don't worry, he accidentally added it to his hand, and he draws a card. Here he draws into Contain. He then links off into Princess. Since the monster left the extra deck, we do go Quem, targeting Cartesia. My opponent attempts to go Rescue, but because of Princess, he cannot reborn Cartesia onto his field because he's locked into summoning fire monsters only. Summon Cartesia, we go Cartesia effective fusion, but my opponent then goes Extinguish, which is going to destroy Cartesia, so it can't go into Grand Gugno, so still I can perform a fusion, so we send Quem and Bestial Mag to go into Caridas. That's, Caridas was just our only option. Anyways, goes Princess, summoning Airlifter, links them off into Salamangreat, Raging Phoenix. Here are going for the Z-Lancers OTK, some Z-Lancers and decide to scoop because Z-Lancers will banish everything else, then bring them back. He's obviously going to set Caridas, and Princess will then trigger to basically pop Caridas, and Caridas can only get its effect when it's popped face up, so it's a losing position for me. I don't have Branded opening in the graveyard or Luba, so GG's, he takes game number 1. We then go to game number 2, guys. Game number 2, we open Kit, Imperm, which I think I took out Super Poly. Yeah, because he's playing rescueace, which are all basically fires and machines, so Super Poly isn't going to help, so I took them out for Imperm, Talents, Brandon Red, Kolbai. So, we have Kit here. Opponent here does open Ash Blossom, Imperm, Harpies, Feather Duster, Draw, and 500. So he basically has three hand traps, 1 board breaker, and a starter, which is insane. Okay, here I normal summon Kit, hoping that he doesn't use Imperm, and for some reason my opponent doesn't use Imperm, which is fine. It's good for us. We put back Branded in red because Kolbai and Talents is good for us, and Imperm, I want to keep Imperm, it's a negate, so I'd rather keep Imperm in my hand. My opponent drops Draw on rares, which is fine. We don't use Kolbai, but because he used the because he activated a monster effect during main phase, Talents is live, so we look at his hand, and here I decide to put back Fire Hydrant 1 because we have Kolbai for Ash. He has Imperm, he has Harpies. Obviously when Branded Fusion resolves, it doesn't really matter. We have Imperm as a negate, some sort. Sure, he does have Harpies, but the whole point is if we can stop him from having any starters, we will definitely in a better position. Sure, if he draws into a starter, that's fine, but we will have enough to interrupt him. So rather just get rid of a starter and then he lets him be left with basically no starter and just hand traps and a board breaker. So we shuffle back 500 and then we go Branded Fusion and he's going to drop Ash, which we call by, which is fine, and he scoops. GG's, we take game number 2. Then hop into game number 3, the ultimate decider here. We draw into High Spirits, Allure, Rebellion, Siren, and Imperm. So we have a hand trap at least. Allure, sure, if we can use High Spirits to basically send, I guess in this case, Serenia, search Mercuria. Allure can banish Mercuria. We also have Siren. Opponent opens Impulse, Draw, Emergency, Wanted, and Rescue. So he's also playing the Azamina engine, which is crazy. He goes Emergency. I think what does he do? He basically summons a rescueace, then tributes it. So he summons Hydrant, then tributes it. He then goes Alert to reborn Hydrant. Hydrant effect here I decide to use Imperm because one, he did use Emergency already. So basically if he didn't use Emergency, right, let's say he found another way to summon Hydrant, or if he normal summon Hydrant effect, if I went chaining to Imperm, he could go Emergency, summon a body, then tribute Hydrant to dodge the Imperm. So it was good for us to Imperm here. The Fire Hydrant, he just changed Wanted to get the search, which is fine, we don't have Ash. Now he sends the Hydrant to summon Black Witch. Black Witch here will set the Deception. Deception's tributing Black Witch to search Hallowed. Hallowed at Azamina, sending Deception to summon Silver, so he has the Omni Negate. And he will go Wanted, shuffle back Deception to get a draw, and he draws into Emergency, which isn't going to do him good because he doesn't have a fire rescue monster set up, so he's not going to go much. He didn't get Turbulence, so he just passes turn on Silver, a draw, and an Impulse. We draw into Fusion Deployment, which is good. So in main phase we go Rebellion. Here we search Serenia, because remember guys, we do have Allure, so High Spirits, send Serenia, search Mercuria, and then go Allure, banish Mercuria. That was the plan here, but my opponent drops the draw. So to draw, we do chain High Spirits, which my opponent does not negate with Silver. So we send Serenia and Titan, and we search Albion. Now, you may realize, okay, cool, Serenia is going to send Retribution, but can I activate Albion? Sure, Albion, I don't know. I don't think I can activate Albion. So if I could, it's fine. It doesn't matter, but I had a different plan here. So Serenia will send Retribution. And here I decide to go Siren. Siren here will summon itself, sending Albion, and we mull Albaz, Cartesia, and Quem. So our only copy of Quem there, so Titan there unfortunately will not be able to summon Quem in the meantime, unless we can put Quem back in our, the deck. We then go Fusion Deployment. Here I decided I needed to force this out. So Fusion Deployment was going to summon Albaz, then Albaz will discard the Lure, forcing out the Silver. Or even, I don't know, I didn't know he had Impulse. So anyways, the whole point is we were trying to force out Sylvia. But my opponent negates Fusion Deployment with Sylvia, which is fine. We then go Albion, effect sending Branded in White. Now you may be thinking, why didn't I send Branded Fusion? I decided, Branded in White, I can use the materials in my graveyard. So let's just send Branded in White instead. Shuffle, put back Albion Shroud in the bottom. Then we go Retribution, adding Branded in White, which we will then activate. But unfortunately, it is met with Dominance Impulse, which is crazy. We then just go to Battle Phase, attack for 1/8. We go to End Phase. End Phase Titan, unfortunately, one copy of Quem, so we have to summon Albaz from our deck. And then we go Cartesia effect to add itself to hand. And we have no further plays. We just have 2 bodies on the field, and we're hoping for the best. My opponent draws. He draws into 1/1, and because he has no place, he will scoop here because, yeah, he most probably thinks that, 2 cards in hand, I have Cartesia. Siren is there, going to help us fusion summon. So, we were in a good position. We were going to flood the board, go for game. So, yeah, he had no plays, and we were able to score victory in game number 3. So guys, yeah, that is the replay. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Do let me know what you guys' thoughts are on the gameplay. Maybe any illegal activations or better plays that could have been made. Do comment it down below. But thank you for watching the video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Cheers.